Hi everyone, so I've just come out of the shower. I haven't got a face on and I thought I'd do get ready with me and show you some things that I bought during my confinement 2 months ago. I did a confinement for 30 days. If you haven't seen that and are interested in hearing about what a confinement is, I'll put that vlog in the description because that kind of explains the whole thing, my whole story. I think postpartum does something too where I feel like the first few weeks are pretty challenging, pretty overwhelming, and it resulted in a lot of online shopping. As part of self-care, this is just what happens to some people. For me, I definitely went on a shopping spree, and I know a lot of you in the comments did actually mention that you had a similar experience to kind of keep yourself sane. And so, look, I'm not proud of the fact that I did so much shopping, but at the same time, I don't feel like I should be too guilty about it either. Everyone goes through different things as well. So yeah, I did actually buy a lot of stuff during my confinement, not just makeup, but also random things as well. And I thought I'd show you what that is. Yeah, let's just jump into it. Okay, let's start with base. I did go kind of foundation crazy and I did buy a few foundations. But I'm going to use these two. This one is from Kosas, which is, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it is a kind of clean beauty brand. And I heard so many good things about the tinted face oil, so I wanted to try it. But I will just say I have used it a couple times and it looks terrible around my nose area where I have very quite dry skin, which can be emphasized because there's a bit of texture. I've got my lines here because I wrinkle my nose and get these lines. It's just how I am genetically. And then this Fenty Beauty one, which I have used once and I do recall enjoying it. Primers, I haven't got any new primers, so I'm just going to use what's in my everyday makeup bag. I've got my UV Essence Cream from Kanebo Dew. This is the second one I've gone through actually. I actually quite like this product. It's SPF 50. And then on top of that, to give my skin some luminosity, I'm going to use the Strobe Cream from MAC in my project pan, trying to use it up. I have actually gone through one of these things before. They don't take that long to use if you're consistent. I don't like the smell though. It smells like chemicals and it's not very pleasant, although the smell doesn't linger, so I can stand it to an extent. I'm going to use this face oil and I'm in the shade 4. It was very hard to match my skin online. I don't think we have this in any stores here in Melbourne. Let's just give it a good old shake. It's super watery. Oop, very watery, and it's running down my hand. And I'm just gonna rub it in everywhere except my nose, because on my nose it looks terrible, like I said. I feel like it is actually a pretty good match for me. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a bit of an overhyped product. I don't think it's that fantastic, personally. I'm just gonna use this Ela Cosmetics foundation buffer brush to kind of even it out. It's very light coverage. Like, it's not gonna cover very much if you need a lot of coverage. But I feel like it does do a pretty decent job at covering up some of the redness and uneven skin tone. I just kind of wish that it sat better over some dry patches I have, which I forget I have because the foundations I use on a day-to-day basis sit on my nose pretty well. I also wanted to try the brand Ilia, which is another clean beauty brand. I've been kind of getting into these brands lately, and this is the True Skin Serum Concealer, and I actually really like this. It's got a bit of orangeness to it, so I feel like it covers up the kind of grayness pretty well, the darkness I have under my eyes, because I don't get much sleep, or very interrupted sleep. And this formula is quite nice and nourishing. It's not dry at all, so I feel like it doesn't make my under eye area look really crepey, because I do have quite a lot of lines under there. I never usually put concealer on my eyelids, so now that I have done that, it looks really quite weird. I feel quite 2D flat. So for a bit of bronze, I'm going to use this Ilia quad that I've bought. This is a summer essential face palette. There's 4 shades: All of Me, Cosmic Dancer, Summertime, and Dreamer. And I think I might use Dreamer as a bit of bronzer. This might actually just be a blush shade. Maybe I can use it as bronzer. First time using this palette, actually. How does that look? I don't think it looks too bad. Besides that, I also got 2 liquid blushes from Suqqu. I'm sure you know by now I like cream liquid base products because I find that it just suits my skin a lot more. And Mariam was saying that I've actually not tried these before, and she was saying she actually got this color and she really likes it, so I am excited to try it. I think I'm going to use the orange shade, so I got that shade in orange, and I got this shade which is more of a raspberry pink color. They're actually a lot smaller than I expected because the cap looks so massive and the product is just this tiny little bit here. But I can say from using a lot of liquid blushes that they actually take a lot longer than you expect them to take. You don't actually need a ton of product. So I'm just gonna put that a little bit on my hand. Nice color, really nice color. Just tap that on the cheeks. And you can use your fingers, but I just like using a brush more. That's just my preference. I think it looks very pretty, very summery. We've got some gorgeous weather this week, which is great because I'm kind of, although I don't mind the cold because I feel like if you live in Melbourne, you kind of have to be used to the cold somewhat. It's nice to have blue sky and longer days because we have now got daylight savings, which is good. I want to add a bit of highlight, and I've got this Kosas Duo. It's in Velvet Melon, and again, one is more of an orangey shade. So if you can tell, I really like these kind of orangey peachy tones, and then one is a more of a highlight shade, and it's very creamy. Like, I was so surprised when I dipped my finger in here how creamy that is. It's super creamy. I feel like you probably don't need too much. I feel like it's a really kind of more subtle kind of glow if you're into that, and I do not mind it at all. Okay, I am pretty happy with my base so far. I think it looks really pretty. I don't think I actually need to go in with any more foundation, so I'm not going to use this one today, but I did buy it. I did buy it. I'm going to go in with a little bit of powder, not too much. Usually just kind of near the jawline. I do have the new Pat McGrath powder, but I did buy that before my confinement, and I don't like it that much, to be honest. I don't really like the packaging at all. I feel like it just gets everywhere. Loose powders I find take ages to use up, and I've got so many. Why did I buy it? I didn't need to. It's completely unnecessary, and I do regret it. I would have preferred not having it now that I've tried it. So I have been using this Suqqu brow palette for years, and I'm so happy to say that I finally hit pan on the brown shade, which is odd because I started using this shade later than I started using this shade, so it's really strange that I haven't hit pan on this one yet. But I feel like I'm getting there. I'm so excited about this. I really love these powders, and usually what I do is I kind of dip in between each shade and then add it into the brows. I just prefer a brow powder over like a pomade or even a pencil. And then for kind of sparse areas, I might dip this shade and mix it with this shade. So that's how I like to use this brow palette. There you have it, very, very simple. I finally caved and got the Safari palette when I ordered the Power palette from Coloured Rain. This colour story is just gorgeous, and I've heard a lot of good things about this palette, so I'm gonna use it today and prime my eyelids with this hard candy eyeshadow primer. And now I've also got this Kosas 10-second liquid eyeshadow, which I adore. I feel like this is one of my favorite ways to add a bit of color on one of those lazy makeup days, and I just really enjoy it. It's just really easy to apply, it looks good, and it's a really flattering shade. I was tempted to get other shades, but I thought, nah, there's a lot of product in here and I want to be able to get good use out of what I have. So I think I'm going to start with the shade Clay. Super pigmented. Of course, you can always count on Coloured Rain bringing you a lot of pigment. I'm going to mostly add the shade into the crease because I'm going to add that 10-second liquid eyeshadow on the mobile lid. That's a very messy application, isn't it? So I'm not going to worry too much about it because it is just going to be covered a little bit. I'm also going to take Congo Basin, which is the moss green shade, kind of underneath it. And then on top of that, I'm going to add this 10-second liquid shadow, and this is in the shade Globe. I first saw Serene Wu use this and it looked beautiful on her, so I definitely wanted to try it out. I really am glad I did because I really love this product. It's very wet. I didn't expect it to be super wet, but it is. But I feel like it sets pretty well. And look, it does move a little bit during the day, but not to the point where it looks awful on the eyelids. So usually I add the most near the bottom and then just use my finger and blend it out a little. And I really like how it gives a little bit of light to the eye. I'm also going to add a bit of Congo to the lower lash line as well. I'm mostly going to concentrate it to the outer portion of the eye. I'm also going to take a little bit into the outer corner of the eye as well. Okay, gonna add a bit of liner. This is a Marc Jacobs black liner. I love this liner. I go through these so quickly because I use them every day. And I know some of you don't like it that much because I feel like people have said that they dry out really quickly. But I feel like I go through them like one every 2-3 months and they pretty much last the whole time. They do get a little bit icky near the end of the pencil. But yeah, I don't really have any trouble with the liner, thankfully, because it is a fairly pricey liner. I saw that they recently added some liquid liners too. They look pretty, but I kind of have my favorite black liner, which is the Japanese 24 palette one that I like, and I don't feel like anything else can really replace that for me. Okay, I'm gonna curl my lashes with my Suqqu lash curler. I love this lash curler so much. It's just a good size for my eyes. I've tried quite a few and I always go back to this one. And mascara. Now, my Hero and Make Advanced Film Volume and Curl Mascara has pretty much dried up. I still can get a bit of use out of it, which I am doing because I like it so much. And I've been shopping my stash with other mascaras, and nothing compares to that one. That one really holds a curl because a lot of them are just too heavy and just drag my lashes down, and they just don't give that clump that I need, because my lashes are so fine that I need a lot of volume. So I've basically just gone and reordered it, and I actually prefer this one more than the original one. Like, I don't need to experiment with mascara anymore. I found my one and only, and I'm just gonna keep using this one. I've used it for ages and it's still, look, I still get some product out of it, but it's really drying up. It's not super expensive. I bought mine online for I think $18. So it's not too bad. 18 Australian dollars or 19 Australian dollars, which is about, I don't know, 10 US dollars, I guess, or 11, 12 US dollars. How much do you spend on your mascara? I know it's kind of like an area where people don't necessarily want to spend a lot on them because they have to be replaced so often. I mean, look at the difference between these two eyes. They're so different. You can actually see my lower lashes now. Before that, you can't. They're there, you know, it's just that they're so fine. I've got really fine lashes. I guess that's the upside of being a somewhat hairless Asian, is although I don't have like armpit hair and hair on my legs and things, I don't have good lashes. I want to add a little bit more drama on my cheeks. So I'm going to add this Ela Cosmetics Gamma Ray Blush Light. Still not opened it. It looks pretty dark for my complexion. Like, this would work as an eyeshadow, and I think if used lightly, I can definitely make this one work. So we're gonna use this Smith 112 brush, super scratchy, but I'm gonna use it because it's right here. I am gonna take this brush from Ela Cosmetics instead. This one is so much softer. These synthetic brushes are really nice. So let's take that brush instead. Just gonna add a hint of that orange, I think just here. Okay, that's quite a lot. Just beware. I think I might have gone a little bit into that red, so be careful. I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush and just try and soften it up, because you really don't need much. And I'm gonna add a bit of that highlight too. And I think that's all I will do. It is quite a lot more obvious on my cheeks than I generally like, which is why nowadays I tend to go more for liquids and creams over powders. This is what a lot of people might like. I think it just is up to your preference. And then on lips, I'm going to add this lipstick. This is a Dior Rouge lipstick in 533. I've actually used this before and I was so disappointed that I put it back in its packaging and put it away because I just didn't want to think about it. This is an orange shade. It's part of their limited edition, I don't know, summer, spring, something. I'm not sure if it's gonna go with this look, but we're gonna do it. And I feel like, okay, so I have worn this once before, and I feel like this orange is not really very flattering. I think I found an orange I don't like, and it's this one. The reason why I don't like it is, first of all, it's too sheer. So you can see parts of my lips coming through. It's got too much white in it, so it looks like almost like a pastel orange, which I do not like. I do not think it suits me and my complexion very much, which is disappointing because I thought this was going to be an awesome orange. Maybe I'll try and blot it down and see if that works a bit better. Okay, so as a stain, I feel like it looks a little bit better. But I mean, I didn't buy this to wear it as a stain. So there's that. So I'm back. I've changed. I actually thrifted this top not that long ago. I love it. I love the color. I like the type of pleats it is, which is it's more of that relaxed pleat. So one of the other major things that I bought, and the thing that I was looking forward to the most, was this passion planner. I haven't used a planner in a very long time, like an actual written planner. And I kind of wanted to get back into it because sometimes I feel like there's only so much you can put in your phone. Here, at least I can sort of lay everything out. My life is a little bit more organized doing a planner this way. It did take me like a month to get this. So if you're thinking about ordering from the Passion Planner, I would suggest doing Express if you need it, if you're not like super organized like me. So this is an example of what a blank page looks like. The thing I really like about this is that it actually has the days and the time breakdowns, because sometimes I have meetings or appointments to go to and I like to note down the exact time that appointment is, although it only does go to 10:30. So if you're a night owl and have things on real late, then it only does go to 10:30. It probably suits most people anyway. And it also has like a to-do list section, space of infinite possibility, and I like that. I like that there's some space for notes, this week's focus, good things that happened. I really like the layout of this. And then at the end of each month, you've got kind of like a reflection. What was the most memorable part of this month? 3 biggest lessons you've learned, anything things you can improve on, blah, 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 blah. And then there's a roadmap, which you can sort of plan out your life. I mean, it's very big picture stuff, honestly. I haven't thought about these kind of things for a very long time, as crazy as it sounds, because I did start blogging with my 101 Things in 1001 Days, where I kind of jotted down all my goals, and I feel like I did have quite a lot of big picture goals, like getting my license and buying a house and things like that, but all those kind of milestones I have accomplished, and it's kind of like, what's next in my life, you know? Because at the moment, chasing after 2 kids, well, chasing after 1 kid and raising another, it's taken up a lot of my focus that I haven't really thought about what I want to do aside from my kids. It's kind of made me think outside of that. But yeah, I have been really enjoying this planner a lot. This is what this month looked like. Quite a lot of stuff happened. And for my planner, I also bought a ton of pens. These are the Uniball Signo pens. That this was for one of their anniversaries, and I really like that there's a ton of colors. There's 48 colors, and I can play with them. I also got a bunch of markers as well, markers like this. But yeah, basically I bought a ton of crap for my planner, and I'm really happy with it. I enjoy looking into this each week and seeing what's ahead in this organized chaos that is my life. I think this is a great thing to have. I've actually really enjoyed having a physical planner. So that's pretty much everything I bought during my confinement. It was a lot of kind of base products. As you can see, I've been really into my base products lately because I've figured out what I like. So that's kind of why I've gotten a lot of cream products, which I really don't need anymore now that I've gotten so many. So yeah, that was quite a lot of things for me. I did buy a few other things that I didn't mention in this video, including the Melt Radioactive palette, which I did a video on, and the Power palette, which again I did a video on. Let me know what your experience are with postpartum. Did you guys shop a lot after that? Or have you been shopping a lot in general because it's the Christmas period? I mean, it is a hard time of year to kind of rein back the spending. And now that I feel like I'm in a better mindset, hopefully, I mean, I'm doing less. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.